What's up? Over here in storage. It's time to get my daughter's bike out and get that engine together. There's the old drag bike. Go on the waste. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's not like there's any real drag races around here. Here's the General. Got a little bit of unfortunate news. I think the motor needs to be rebuilt. It's got to be down on power. The head gasket is leaking and the side cover's falling off again. I don't know what the hell's up with that side cover, but I'm putting parts together now to rebuild it. I did that cam swap. I must have picked up 2 miles an hour. That was it. Even with that gear change. Don't mind the white haze. I gotta have the damn light on because the light bulbs are out. The backup Motovox. I don't know if I ever had this on video yet, but we're going to be putting a hydraulic brake on this hopefully this week. I think I get the brake tomorrow. I think I'm going to start taking her out a little bit because I don't know why the hell that side cover's falling off again. There's a little one I need to finish up. This one over here. Ugh. I built this Motovox for my daughter's friend. She barely comes out. Well, my daughter barely comes out too. This just shut off one day and I never started it back up. I don't know if the motor's hurt or what. The motor's kind of a mystery motor. Got it running, ran decent. I did the governor bypass. I threw a cam in that I had laying around, which was a 265. I think it's a Super X 265. I throw a different carb on it, see if it starts. I know the gas is old and probably no good. It's my son's first mini bike I ever built. It's got a Harbor Freight 3-horse on it. Kind of rebuilt it, put all new tires and stuff and wheels and, well, at least the front wheel, and torque converted it so I can ride with them. As far as I know, I did it before Redbeard. Anyway, it's a parts bike. A friend of mine gave it to me. It's in friggin' horrible condition. Poor old Motovox. This is my little rascal. As far as I know, it's the only one with a Briggs motor on it. It's a 74 3-horse Briggs & Stratton. Yeah, valve guides are bad, so it still burns oil even though I rebuilt the motor. I actually took the cam, welded my own lobes on it and ground them down, smoothed them out. I fitted a Coleman 3-horse carburetor on there. Made my own exhaust. Ugh. My own little custom exhaust there. That's off one of them 50cc kits. Except I made it dual exhaust and gutted out the inside. Torque converted it. It's a cool little bike. But that motor, this thing I think does 22, 25 tops. That motor is a turd. So, I want to do a 196 or a 212 for this. Because I got too much money into this kit and I don't ride it. I stole the gas tank off of it though. And it's on the drag bike. So I got to get, well, if I make it a street bike, I'm going to put a gas tank on the back. Put that plate back on. But this thing's just sitting going to waste. I tried selling it as is, but nobody understands like the worth. These damn kits, I think I paid like $750 for the kit. Now I think they're $1,200. And I gave one of the reasons why I couldn't stand Go Power Sports so long is, come on. Come on. There we go. got a hole there. Nice hole from the factory. And a nice one there from the factory. And they ignored every request that I had. Tried calling them, never answered. I hear that a lot from people. They don't like to answer the phones. Emailed them pictures before I even put the seat on. No good. I couldn't even buy a seat at the time because they weren't available. Now this, not a lot of people have seen this one. This is my first real custom build. This is a Manco streaker that is supposed to match, it's supposed to go to car shows with my truck. It's a built 212. There ain't any time on that engine, like not at all. Stock head, but ported and polished. EC 1.2 rockers, because I just wanted red rockers and that's what was in stock. Stock carb jetted. I didn't want a big carb hanging off the side. Blocks all nice and clean. All the tank mounts were ground down. You know, the clear Go Power Sports cover. The frame's chopped here and here. I lowered the frame an inch, and I forget how much I took off of here. Maybe inch and a half, inch and 7/8, something like that. I don't remember. Tires used to look nice. Nice shiny torque converter, exhaust. I'm not even gonna take this thing down because it's friggin' heavy. I had a custom seat made. I don't know if you can see that. That was made by a guy in New York, Carlos Torres. Does excellent work. Look him up on the Strictly Custom Mini Bikes page, I believe he's on. Yeah, this thing is so dirty. Was all shined up at one time. But yeah, that was my first custom build. It was lowered too. This used to be here. I put it up here, lowered it, stretched it out a little bit. Relocated the brake. The brake was actually on the other side, but being the torque converters and all over, I relocated all the brakes. This has got scrub brake. I relocated that over here. Put a nice looking little linkage on it. And all these little fancy little fucking things. And all the hardware was like all polished and everything. Even these bolts back here were polished. But yeah, that's the my first custom build. Let me put you in the stand here. Still pretty proud of it. And one of the reasons why I might sound like a sore loser, I used to go to mini bike shows and it seems like they gave the prizes to their friends instead of really nice bikes. I was like, what's the point? If they're just going to pick their friends' bikes, what's the point in showing it? Because some of the bikes were pieces of shit looking. Like the fucking paint was horrible and everything. So I'm like, yeah, it's, I ain't going to shows no more. The hell with it. Alright, so we got to dig that out. I need some parts off of there. Here's the damn wheelie bar for the bike. I'm really upset about this. I really am. I took it out the other day. The power was good. But with that head gasket leaking, it's definitely going to be down on power. Also, I seen some scoring in the cylinder when I put the cam in. Yeah, I was a little concerned about that. And just the fact that I can't get that side cover, move some stuff around, that side cover to stop doing that shit. This was all re-drilled and tapped for a bigger bolt. This block I'm considering just trash. So I got a block, I got a new piston coming, some rod bearings. I'm going to try to get a ARC side cover, a real nice one, only because it has a rubber seal. If it does come loose, I could tighten it back up and whoop. I could tighten it back up and not have to worry about the gasket being blown out. I was going to do that before. I thought I solved that damn problem when I changed. See, there's oil leaking right there, probably from the side cover. I thought I fixed the problem with the clutch, with swapping out that clutch, but I guess I didn't. Then again, when I had the Max Torx clutch on there, it took literally like 5 minutes for that cover to come off completely almost. So, I don't know. It was about a half-hour riding, maybe more. The bolts were slightly loose. It was just dripping, but it's too much anyhow. It's still too much. I had the Max Torx on there, 5-10 minutes, and I had, bolts were out and it was pouring fucking oil everywhere. So let's get this in the house and go from there. Alright, so got it in, pulled the motor off, because why bother looking at that? Here's the motor. I don't know if you've seen from the other video. It's a better view of the cylinder. Probably can't really tell. You see that mark right there and up in there, and can't see. I don't know. You can see where the piston was just tearing into that. But that was the original stain, I guess you could say, that I tried to get rid of. So, what happened with this motor is, it was my fault. It's completely my fault. That stain was not an issue. These motors, I didn't realize, are not cast iron lined. These are aluminum coated cylinders. And when I ran that hone through there, I cleaned that coating out. And basically the piston just dug and dug and dug, was digging into the aluminum. Because that coating is gone because I honed it the hell out. I ground it out with the hone. So, watching you run hones through these things, it's probably not a good idea unless it is cast iron lined. Did not realize they aren't. So, basically I destroyed that motor. Anyway, we gotta get these studs out. We're gonna reuse them. Maybe. These things are stuck. I'm gonna try to get them out anyhow. I'm hoping it's just crud is why they're stuck in there. But these are billet lifters. We'll try to get them out. I need these to vent the block, of course the gas tank. I need them and the coil. So I use dowel pins too. Originally I was going to use that 224 block that I got laying around for my daughter, but can't even see it. I need to rebuild my motor now, and I got to do it on the cheap. I can't afford to buy a bunch of shit. So I'm looking through my archives and I have this Hemi block. This motor actually came off of that black Manco Streaker show bike I showed you. When I bought that bike, this motor was on it. And I was going to build this motor, and I decided to just go with a whole brand new motor just because I wanted a whole brand new motor. What the hell was that? Oh, it's a shadow. It's got a little stain there. It's one of the reasons why I never used it, but you can't feel it at all. It does. It's as long as you don't feel any bullshit like imperfections or whatever, you're good to go. So we're going to use this block. It'll work out just fine. Yeah, clean the bearings out. And I took all the governor trash out. I got to do that. I got to do that. I got to drill the block and tap it for ventilation. Not sure where I'm going to do that at. Probably right about here. It's nice and thick. I do it right about there for the vents. And yeah. And also, we got to do the head. Probably going to do this first. I don't know. Make a decision. I could probably just get the bottom end straightened out first. Maybe we'll just pull this apart first and go from there. I don't want to make this a real long ass video and bore you to death. I'm gonna have to try to resurface this head with some sandpaper. I don't know if I have enough. We'll see. Got a bunch of new parts there. It's a fairly new crank. It's out of a motor I had laying around. That crank, it's a Hemi crank that I put in there, and it's actually out of this motor. I had a crank laying around when I built this motor. It's like 1.5 years, 2 years ago. This is my first drag bike motor. It actually ran really good. I used the crank out of this, and that's why I'm using a Hemi crank. It's because I already have a Hemi flywheel. This is for a Hemi, so I had a Hemi crank. I'm gonna use a Hemi because I got a Hemi flywheel. Because I'm not gonna keep buying a bunch of shit because everything is fucking expensive and stuff's disappearing. I mean, OMB barely. They don't have much in stock anymore. They're like, it's almost like their shit's just dwindling away, and they just don't care. Yeah. Price of rods went up. Price of flywheels went up. Like, everything's going up. So, the economy's getting real shitty, so I'm gonna use whatever I have. It's bad enough I gotta buy parts to rebuild my motor for the General. But the General is also going to get the 24mm on it. So, after nice fresh build. So when I built that 224 a while back, with the carb that's on there and the Mod 2 cam, I was getting 52 miles an hour out of it with me on it on the CT100. Was a lighter bike. Also, the motor was pretty fresh. Of course, it had all its compression. Like, now the head gasket's leaking, and I probably damaged it a little bit from the side cover falling off all the time. You know, losing oil. I know I trashed rod bearings doing it, so I'm sure, you know, the cylinder wall suffered. But on top of it, I do a lot of riding. I'm not one of them guys that just rides around their neighborhood. I ride. I mean, long distances. I'm one end of Philadelphia, the other. I mean, I'm literally on Delaware County's border in Philadelphia. And I've rode up to Bucks County's border and all kinds of shit like that. That's a lot of riding. And for motors that don't have transmissions or really good cooling capacity or oil filters, that's a lot of miles. These things, they're not like car engines. They don't last that long. That high RPMs constantly, like a boat motor. All you're getting, all that's really cooling is this area of the block and, you know, some of the head. When you use an ARC flywheel, your cooling capacity is actually down a little bit because you don't have that big. I don't have any laying around. You don't have that big fan from the factory. Let me see. Here we go. You don't have that larger fan from like the factory. It's especially at the 224. The 224, I believe, comes with a real big fan. So, you know, the things are going to run hot. And all that metal is going, that it's wearing off, is going through here and through the bearings and everywhere in the motor. So they're going to wear out fast. So it's just that time. I mean, she could still keep going, no problem. If I can get that side cover to stop leaking, I have no problems with it. I can even ride with the head gasket leaking because I've done it before. It's just that side cover. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. And a rule of thumb with me is if a motor starts giving me trouble, I'm just done with it. So I'm going to build that other 224 up there. I did it with a 196. I had a 196 on the CT100. I have videos on that. And I started doing modifications. I threw a bigger head on it, a big cam, a big cam. It was a 255 cam. A Mongoose 255 or rat. I can't remember if it was a Mongoose or Rattlesnake 255. But every motor I put that cam in, the motor did not run right. But anyway, I put that bigger carbon, bigger cam, and the Tillotson head that's on the 224, which is bigger valves than a 196. And the motor never ran right after that, and I was just dumbfounded. So I started reverse engineering everything. I had a PWK carb on it. It didn't work. Sorry, interrupted by a phone call. It's been a hectic weekend. Anxiety through the roof type stuff. My son's cat died yesterday. His mother brought it here from the vet for me to bury because I actually have dirt here. It was a whole fucking shit show last night. And it was late as shit, so she slept here. Even though I didn't want her here. And my son was crying all night, yada yada yada. It's a damn shame. Anyway, he's freaking calling me about getting another cat for him, even though they already got one. That's life, though. I forget what I was talking about. Yeah, I guess the longevity of these engines. I mean, realistically, yeah, they'll keep running and running and running. It's not like they're going to blow up, but you're going to be down on power. And since I already technically injured that other motor with the side cover falling off all the time. Any gas in there? I think so. I just think I injured it. So, summer's coming up. And I don't want any problems. I want the bike just to run. It's gonna come out or not. Pop these off. The little vents that I made for it. I'll try to get these off. These probably are actually out of that motor anyhow. There we go. Stuff like, stupid little stuff like this is like gold. And then the camera's jerking around too, huh? It's a damn shame. These are nice blocks. Can't even get it honed. I'd have to have it re-sleeved. and it's not worth it. So realistically, this block is trash. I'm not happy about that. So this is what I'm talking about also. When you get those Tillotson motors with the blue covers, the Hemis, that's a Dakar block. This is a Tillotson block. They're all solid. And of course, they're going to say Tillotson there. Not like the Dakars. These have way better cooling capacity too. The way these fins are set up, these are the best blocks to have. Yeah, them other Tillotson motors are not Tillotson motors. They are Chinese Dakar blocks. Let's see, do I have an old push rod? I should have some old Hemi push rods somewhere. Nothing here. This is like a parts bin, just bullshit. Factory springs, don't even know why I keep them. That's actually out of that. Should be the same thing. Should be the same height. Yeah. Some dowel pins, old rockers, valve seal. That should be in the other bin. We're going to try to knock these lifters out, because these are billet lifters and they are hard to get now. Alright, let's put that push rod away. Let's check out our billet lifters. Oh boy. Wow. There is a nice lip right there. These things are worn to shit. Wow. Can't see this on camera, but there is a hell of a wear pattern there. There's about, I don't even know, 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters right there, and then it just drops right down and then comes right back up right there. These things are garbage. The garbage, but we'll keep them. Might be able to use them, like weld them on something for some kind of a project or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Man, I really fucked this motor up, didn't I? It's alright. Off from honing it. Don't run hones through these blocks, guys, because they're not made for it. Come on. Let's get them out of there. I didn't want to buy a side cover because I was building this on a slight budget, I guess. Even though I wasn't really a budget, because I still put a lot of money into it. Should just bought a billet side cover, but who cares? Kiss my ass, so what? 10 millimeter. So, realistically, I got another engine build video coming up. Another boring engine video build. But somebody might learn something. Especially since, you know, a lot of times it seems like I'm fucking stuff up so much. Somebody might learn from my shit. That one's off already. Probably in there. And this block is completely stripped. Maybe I should take that out. I could just use that for the other one. Go. It's funny because this motor too used to the side cover used to come off of this all the time too. Then I got it to stop. Had the side studs in it. I had to use lock washers and red Loctite to get it to stop, and then it stopped. But it seems like on my bike I could use lock washers, brand new bolts, red Loctite, and it will still come off. Probably just to annoy the shit out of me and spike my anxiety like everything else in my fucking life. So this block is 100% useless to me now. That bearing still feels nice though, ain't that weird? I wonder if I could pop that seal out without ruining it. Just for shits and giggles. Get the tool. A little funky. But yeah, thing's all funky. Whatever. For more shits and giggles, let's see if we can get the bearing out. Came out one shot. Ooh. I didn't even ruin the bearing. So we'll that thing spin the bearing? Almost look like it spun it. Yeah, we'll save it. I don't like to throw anything away. It can wind up in another project for some reason. And this block is now, fucking shame, complete pile of shit. So let's get rid of it. Let's throw it outside. Oh well. Alright, so first things first, this is going to be tapped, this is going to be tapped, and I got to drill and tap for vents. It's a shame it's too thin right there. I'm going to do it off to the side, so I got to do a vent there, and a vent like right there. Realistically, I don't need a vent, but I should vent it. We drilled out the return. Get the sticker off. In my fucking mess. I don't know how many people that actually do this shit inside of their own house. But this is my shit corner. Everything else is fairly normal. Fucking grease everywhere. Ugh. That's our pull start cover. Last of my brake clean almost. Alright, so let me get the crap out so I can drill and tap that. Actually, you know what, too? Being it's this, I gotta find a side cover. I gotta find the metal for the cooling. But I should have all that. Alright, let me get the taps out and get that set up. I'm not gonna do all that on camera. I'll show you what I tapped. I'm not gonna do all that on camera. Once again, this video is gonna be 9 hours long. Alright, so I went through the whole process of drilling and tapping shit. That you didn't have to drill. Just tap it. Just tap that. And I drilled and tapped the vent holes. And enlarged the oil return. So, you know, got some vent there. Of course, your vent there. And vent in there. And it's actually good to vent the block because when your piston's coming down, it's creating crankcase pressure. It realistically can slow your throttle response and cycle down because there's crankcase pressure there. That's why one of the reasons why you want to vent the block. As that piston's coming down, it has somewhere to push all that air, gases, whatever you want to call it. So that's why, even in the automotive world, a lot of race cars, they run a vacuum pump that pulls vacuum on the block. So, you know, realistically, the pistons can come down faster. Every little thing counts. You do little things, like even porting and polish a head on these, you're probably not going to notice the power. But with other power adders, you know, it helps. You only get like a little over half a horsepower, they say, with porting and polishing a head. You know, maybe a standard porting and polish. Not you know, on a regular head, regular valve size. Anyway, so this is for, what do we got? 1/4 inch NPT. Or is that 1/8 inch? I think it says 1/8 inch. My God, I can barely see anymore. This is the bullshit from fucking getting old. We are 1/8 inch NPT by 27. That's for them. The back of the block is 7/16 by 20. Want to focus? Anyway, it's 7/16 by 20. And the top's 1/4 inch by 20. So that's what I use to do that. And this ridiculously expensive, overpriced Snap-on kit that I bought years ago when I was building race cars. Well, my race car. This thing was like over $500 in 2010, I think it was. I barely use it, so I brought it home. Come on. I use it more on mini bike engines than I use on cars. Come on. Anything to make these videos longer, huh? Drive me fucking nuts. I clean that mess up. So, we clean the block out. Gotta blow it all off and don't mind me, I'm trying to get this fucking test harness back on. Blow the block out and we could start assembling, I guess. It's nice and freezing out in Philly. Been nice all week. It decides to get freezing. Can I plug this back in? No. Plug the compressor back in. Also, another quick tip. A lot of people probably don't tell you this. If you ever have to drill and tap for either this, you know, the oil sending switch, vents, whatever, and take the motor apart, clean it. Take brake clean, take carburetor cleaner, and clean everything inside. Blow it out. Now, you want to do it like, especially down in these oil journals down, or the oil drains. Clean all that out, because when you go to drill and tap, or just tap, or whatever, them pieces of metal want to sit in that oil. And it could be a bitch to, not a bitch to get out, but you might not see it. If the block's completely dry and there's nothing in there, these little bits have nothing to stick to. So when you blow it out, or even just shoot it again with carburetor cleaner, you'll know the shit is out of there. Gotta make sure all this is clean. See, there's a little bit of oil in this cylinder, so I got a little bit of metal in there. Just make sure it's clean. Or you'll have issues. I'm gonna wipe that out. I'm gonna take this thing outside and hose it off with some carb cleaner. What the fuck did I do with it? There we go. But right now I just wanted to check that I didn't have anything anywhere else. I'm also going to check these and clean them. So let's take it out and hose it off with some liquid. Especially when I get into that bearing too. That cylinder cleaned out. That vent. Lifter valley. Got to use the whole can, use the whole can. Especially getting that bearing. Good. Let that drain out a little bit. And some more compressed air. And a gas can. Technically, we're ready for assemble. Let me lock my door. It's getting hot as shit in here. Leave my door open, but I leave it locked because if anybody has to creep up in here, I don't want to have to send them to Jesus. Vacuum this mess up. I'm going to blow these out too. Blow Some RC cars. Get the X-Max up there. Typhon. Another X-Max over there. Trump 24. Yes, sir. Tired of the country going to shit. Don't care who it pisses off. Alright, now, some red Loctite for this stuff. We'll red Loctite that and everything else. Let me see. Running in this shit. 16 millimeter. Yep, that's it. Looks like blood. Wonder if that'll piss YouTube off. It seems like everything does anymore. They don't want to monetize nobody for anything from what I hear. So, I'm just doing this for the hell of it now. She's going in. I had to cut that bolt down because they're way too long. I don't want it to hit the crank. Although that would make a nice crank stop for torquing stuff down. Yeah, wipe that off. Doesn't stick out. Good to go there. This one up here. Put that away, so I got enough shit out. Some lock tizzle. Good to go there. Now, this should go in there too. Yep. We'll Loctite our vents in. One more. It'd help if I had everything on camera now, wouldn't it? I'm just spinning them around each other and getting that on there nice and evenly. Alright. This block's cold as shit already. Just from being cleaned out. Alright, slightly crooked, but who cares? So, we got that capped off, got our vents in, got our vent drilled. So now, let's get these head studs in. Put a little what the hell? Come on, fucker. I clean this shit off too. Got some Loctite on there. Realistically, need to clean that shit off. Oh, you know what? I forgot what I got. I have these fuckers over here. Come on. Nice. There ain't nothing on that one. Okay. Always nice to have the tool for the job. And I don't really need to torque these, or not torque, red Loctite these. They need to be torqued down. So let's find, nasty as hell. Let's find the head bolts. What the hell did I do with the dowel pins? The heads. Right there. Hopefully it ain't fucked up. Do a little test fit. Alright. A little tight, but that's alright. Let's see, I need to take this head and clean it. Don't have any parts clean here. Go. Alright, let's get these studs in. Should have dropped the piston in first, because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to go to put the piston in, and I'm going to forget the clock. Yeah. Tool the correct way. And I'm going to get pissed, because that's what I do. He's half inch. They're half inch. Okay, that one's down. Actually, I'm fucking right here, so I might as well torque it, right? Makes sense, doesn't it? So we're going to put that down to 25 foot-pounds. And this one is the one we need. Or 200 inch-pounds, right around there. This is set at 25 already. Whoop. The hell? It's fucking moving. What the hell was that? Oh. What the hell? You know what? I had a problem with this damn thing, I think. I don't think this thing is working. I think there's something wrong with this wrench. Not really. She's not clicking like she used to, though. Let's go back up to 25. I don't know. I don't trust this fucking wrench. What the fuck? Go to the inch-pound wrench. Brand new fucking wrench. I'm gonna have to throw it away. Let's see. Should be right around 200 inch-pounds. Should be right around the same. I can barely see this damn thing. It's 190, 200. Let's see where we're at. Oh, maybe it's right. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm afraid I'm going to snap the bolts in there. There we go. Maybe it was just yeah, I just had to run the shit out of it, that's all. Alright. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with the wrench. Fuck, I had to run the shit out of that. Urgh. No. And I forgot to lube them. I'm going to get all this done and then come back, or else this thing's going to be too long. Alright, so everything's torqued. All nice and good. Leave that out because I'm probably going to wind up using it again. Let's get them off. Side. Shit over there. Alright. Now we need a set of lifters and we'll put them in that last. See that bearing. Let's get some Earl on that bearing. Nice. Nice and smooth. Alright. Now a crank. Get some assembly lube on it. Sometimes I get questions, do you have to use assembly lube to assemble something? No, you don't. I have it. I've always done it. But you can use motor oil, no problem. Using motor oil is no problem. I just like the assembly lube because that's what I used when I built automotive engines. Get that all in there. Nice and smooth. Alright. And it looks a little dark on camera here, so this freaking light on. There we go. Nice and smooth. Alright. Now, new piston, new cam, new rod, some new bearings. 6292. Always keep that, because this way you know what bearings belong to that rod. Yeah, see the 24s at 6394s. Alright, so always keep that. I always keep the boxes, this way you know. This is a rod for Hemi 212. Well, 212 period. Same rod. Gonna mark that. Let's put 212 on it. Like saving these boxes. This way, I always have part numbers. Love me some part numbers. It's for a rod bolt. The other rod. This is the rod I took out of it. Piston and rod. Piston's done. That's just nasty right there. And I'm real sketchy. I probably could use this again. I might have to do some measurements. Matter of fact, I should do it now, but I'm not worried about it. I may use this rod again one day. Let's get some new bearings for it, because they're fucking expensive. But right now, I'm not chancing it. Go. Got some cops playing in the background on YouTube. There. Piston on. It's already ringed. It's clipped in there. Yeah, it's already clipped in there. Hopefully this piston works. This piston was for a friend of mine's motor, and it didn't work out. It stuck out way too much. And this wrist pin was too small. So I put a regular 224 piston in it, because it was a 224 rod. They have a thicker wrist pin. That piston stuck out too, and I actually sat there and sanded like 10 thousandths or so off of it until it was perfect. It worked out good. Right, so arrow's gonna go down, which is, this is gonna go down like this. So I'm gonna go in like that. I'm gonna earl it up. That all nice and nasty in there. Come on, fucker. Got a clip in. I ain't got no needle nose out, do I? Yep. Gonna be this kind of fucking party, isn't it? And she's in. I like to move it away from this notch. Just keep it like in there, like 100%. You know what I mean? I set our gaps. 180 out from each other. That one's there. That one's there. Where the hell's that at? Yep, that one's fine. That's good. That's good. All right. Gaps are nice. I was also asked if you had to put lube on here and here. No, you don't. Does not need it. You slap them bearings in. That's when you want to lube it. Come on. Nice nasty. Sure, in there nice and flat. Okay. Need a clean rag, which I don't have. And my favorite tool that I don't like in the world. Down. All right. Open this up a little bit, not too much. All right, now we are gonna lube the cylinder. Just get it all in there. I'm using assembly lube here, but like I said, you can use motor oil if you got it. Motor oil is just fine. I'm going to use motor oil though in here, just to keep it a little more slippery than normal. And I'm going to wipe my fucking hands again. Alright, so gaps are all good. The fuck in there. Gotta get that up there. Always make sure, like I said before, make sure some of the skirt is sticking out, because that's going to be like a guide. Let's see if that's going to work. Yeah. Tighten down more. Make sure you go all the way around here. Make sure that is seated up against that block, where that ring will pop out. And it always does for me. I rarely ever get it in the first shot. Alright, in the first shot, good to go. Nice. Alright, so bring that rod around. Actually push the piston down a little more. Try to keep it on camera. Get about there. And we're going to stick our end cap in. Now, let's put our assembly lube away. We're going to oil these. Some oil on them. There. Take your little washer. Lube that up. because you want it lubed against there. And some lube on your washer. You want these lubed, these lubed. Just gives you a truer torque spec. Make sure our dots are lined up. Let's see if I can zoom in. There you go. Run them in by hand. Another long ass video. So probably just gonna do this bottom end, and that'll be it for this video, because God knows how long this thing is already. Alright. Move that up. We'll take a regular ratchet and seat them. Just run them in until it don't want to move. They're seated. Since I got oil all over my hands, I can't get this shit off. Now we're going to take these to 177 foot-pounds or inch-pounds. But first, let's zoom out. We're going to do 50. I'm going to do 50, 100, then 177. Other people say to do it in smaller increments. Not necessary. It really isn't. And that's 55, good enough. You can do them in small increments if you want. Like I said, really not necessary. Go up to 100. Do the top one first to kind of alternate. 100. Let's go up to our 177 mark. Actually, I think I do a 170, but I think it's supposed to be 177. Don't matter. It's not going to hurt. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Rod is in. Let's put that away. I don't want to lose that. That was a pain in the ass to find. I had to order that off of Amazon because I could not find one even in my own inventory at work. Now, I kind of scraped all that crap out of there already. Scraped all the assembly lube all the way down. Crazy, isn't it? That's what I want to see. Zero deck. We're right at zero deck. Beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We're on track. All the way up at the tap dead center. And we need some lifters. And I think my lifters are in here. I'm going to use some standard lifters because, like I said, we ain't got nothing else. These will do. Probably be using standard push rods too. I like to use assembly lube on these because it keeps them up in there while I'm installing the cam. Spin them around a little bit. Stick right up in there. This shit is stringy as hell though. Go. That's kind of weird. One sticks out further than the other one. Like an indiscrepancy or something in the block. It's weird. Shouldn't be an issue, but it's weird. It's just one's going to take more adjustment than the other. Alright, now let's get the Super X 265 out. I stole the other one for my motor, but I ordered one first for my daughter's motor. Like these cams, it's a good all-around cam, especially for street cruising. A lot of people want to run the huge cams. Yeah, that's cool and all, but a lot of times you don't have that bottom end power. They don't come in till pretty late. So I like to run the Mod 2 cam with 1.3 rockers. It's a nice combo, but that kind of falls off pretty quick as far as power and RPM. This is a little better. It's a little bit better. I could deal with it. Line them dots up, dot to dot, good to go. Nice. I think I had the clearance before, so let me check real quick if I'm going to have to clearance this. Sometimes I do believe the cranks out of the Hemis, there's clearance issues. Let's get these pins in. Just remembering that now too, even though I just lubed everything. Fucking Christ. These fuckers don't want to go in. Oh, that one went right in. Alright. Let me get my handy dandy tool out. This is only good for clones. Hemis, clones, 224. The regular Predator 212 non-Hemi, this won't work with because the journals are bigger on them. The only thing I don't like about that motor, that and the head dowels are different. So you gotta watch stuff like that with them. Kind of corny to me, but it is what it is. Alright, so the motor spins this way. Why is it hanging up? Or is it just my fucking hands? Nope, everything's moving. No problem. Alright, so get that back to tap dead center. Because why the hell not? My hands are so fucking nasty. I cannot get them bolts off by hand. I'm a motherfucker. My hands are all gooey. Alright, that goes in there. Get that off of there. Side cover time. Alright, let's get that over there. Nasty head over there. Cam, a little fucking funky spot right there. Yeah, that cam's a little fucking worn pretty bad. That's not worn that bad. That one is. This is a CM265. I think the duration was different on that. I think that's what it was. Here's our side cover. Go get that off of there in the trash. This has got to get cleaned up. Ooh. This needs to go in a parts wash. I'm gonna clean that up. Just hose this off. What the hell did I do with my shit? There it is. Let's take it outside and hose it off. I think I had studs in the side of this. I don't know if I want to run side cover stud bolts. I had nothing but problems with it. I might go through my archive and look for some standard bolts. It's a Tillison side cover too. I got a brush out here. Thought I had a brush out here. Must have took it in the house. I could use the whole can. Alright. Still shit in there and I don't like. Bearing feels fine though. Damn it, I wish I had some parts wash. Don't feel like going to the shop and getting the parts wash. Alright, so I'm probably gonna run over and clean this up properly. Probably clean the head up too. Get my hardware together and I'll be back. Alright, so now we got our shit together here. Turn the TV down a little. Went next door, the shop, cleaned everything in the parts washer, and then it dawned on me. This is the side cover to check the cam journal. So I stuck a cam in here. I know that wasn't worn and shook it back and forth. There was a lot of play in there. She looks bad. Even after I washed it already. So the Hemi block I had, actually had another Hemi block right here that I took the crank out of. That's got a damaged cylinder. That's got a lot of rust. But the side cover's good. And I stuck the cam in here, a lot less. Way less. Way less end play. So at least we had another side cover. So wheel them bearings up. assembly lube on the cam. On there, nice. I did replace them with regular bolts, so that's good. I got a slightly used gasket, but it's good. I have these other gaskets, but I always have a problem with them. I bought them off Amazon. I bought a pack of them. So hopefully this one stays nice. I gotta get some good gaskets. I always use them. I gotta get a good pack of them, like real good ones. Like ARC sells them, but they don't sell them in packs. Let's get that side cover on there. Or a little rubber mallet. Get that seated. And we are going to, what the hell did I do with it? Red Loctite these in too. So I'm not taking any damn chances. Take another bolt and just smooth it around. Schmutz it around there. Not taking a damn chance. Put a puddle right on there and take another bolt and just spin it around. One of the worst things that can happen when you're riding and you're far from home and your damn side cover wants to fall off. It's no good. Jimmy Coffee Cake's no good. I don't want that face looking at this face. Alright. Run them down with this fucker. If I can find the damn sockets. Come here. Put that on there. That on there. Run these down. Kind of a crossfire pattern. Because why the hell not? Now we are going to take them down to it's supposed to be about 25 foot-pounds. Let me see if this thing actually does work or I'm just fucking crazy. There's my 10mm. I got so much shit all over the place. I lose a 10mm. My 3/8 drive. How about we put some sockets back and we can figure out 19, 12. That's 13. Wait. Hold down there. Yep, 12 there. Duh. 1/4 inch. 1/2 inch. Oh, here's the 3/8 10. Looking for the 1/4 inch 10. Alright, I'm going to put the side cover to 25 foot-pounds. Yep, it does work. It's just them damn them head studs were just, had to drive them the hell in. Okay, 25. 25. That end plays okay. I'm happy with that end play. Good to go. Leave that sit on 25. Why not? Because I'm going to use that to do the head. But I am going to do that in a different video. So, what the hell is this? CC100 X. Alright. CC100 X motor is pretty much done. Well, bottom end's done. We'll vent it. Bottom end's nice. I'm happy with it. I get that flywheel lapped in and get that sparker thingy on there, the magneto. Took that over, cleaned that up. I took that over and cleaned it up. Next video is we're going to fix the head. Them valves got to come out. They're bent, slightly bent, and put new valves in, lap them in, put the head on, that shit on there, and finish assembling the motor. This video is a little too long as it is, so that's it for this for now. Thanks for watching.